Okay, so in the last video, we talked about how to create the shell on the bottom of our part. One of the downsides of something like a shell tool is going to be that it does take away a lot of the structural integrity of the part, especially for things like rectangles. You know, circles stay pretty strong, where triangles are pretty good. I would imagine this hexagon's not going to be too terrible. But if you were making some sort of a rectangular box, the edges are going to get pretty flimsy pretty fast. So that's what the rib tool is going to do for us. If you've ever taken apart anything that is injection molded and is pretty thin, you've seen these ribs inside of it before. So let's just take a look at how you do this. We're going to have to start by creating a sketch. This sketch could be like on the bottom, like inside there, or it could be like on the actual bottom of the part. It doesn't seem to matter all too much how we do this. All we're going to do is use lines to construct where we want these ribs to be. So, you can do this however you want. You could make like a little pie shaped thing here. I'm going to go ahead, you could support in actuality the edges of these lines are going to probably be where it needs the most support. So you could kind of go in between those edges of the lines. However you feel like you need to do this to actually make it work. Maybe you connect them like that. Oops. That way. But just start connecting the lines, right? However you think you need to. They can cross, that's no problem. But whatever you want to do to connect your lines, you might want to constrain those a little bit. In real life, it would be great to be like actually constrained nicely. But we live with what we can do here. I'm trying to get that to grab the midpoint of that line, but it doesn't want to. I have to do that, then I can stick it on the midpoint probably. This is not doing what I want it to do, huh? Oh, well, let's say we've made our that's where we want our ribs. They're perfect. I'm not sure why it's not doing what I want it to. So then we just go ahead and select our rib tool. It's going to ask you for the sketch profiles. Those are your lines. So there's 3 here. It's going to ask you for the part that you want to combine this with. So this is going to be part 1, and it's going to blow up just a second here. The option here that we need to fix is it says parallel to plane, and that's kind of going this direction. We want to change it to normal or perpendicular to plane. So that's going to go up and down. And you can see then it's created those ribs. They've just gone all the way down until it hits the part, kind of automatically does that for you. Really nice feature, but that's going to give some support to the edges. And then you're good to go. So at this point, you can kind of take a look here. We originally with this part started off about 45 cubic inches. When we did the shell, we got down to 8.8 or so, and we're only back up to about 12. So we're still less than a third of what we started off with, but probably because of those ribs, we're at pretty much the same strength that we would have had before.